John Brennan is somebody who led the weaponization of the federal government against President Trump. He said that the CIA did not want to use the Steele dossier as part of its intelligence assessment that formed the baseline for the federal government going after President Trump. Come to find out, we have found out since then that it was himself who actually signed off on using the Steele dossier. He lied before Congress and he ought to be held accountable.
Back. That was Congressman Brandon Gill with us last night on the potential federal probe into Obama's former CIA chief, John Brennan. Now, Reuters is reporting federal prosecutors are preparing grand jury subpoenas to investigate even more Obama-era officials. This is about the Trump-Russia hoax probe. Let's welcome back to the show Fox News contributor Miranda Devine. Miranda, it's great to see you. What do you make of this news that they're preparing a federal grand jury is looking at an array of subpoenas to request a broad batch of documents, text messages, emails associated with how the intelligence was prepared on Trump-Russia under Barack Obama and Russian interference?
Hi, Liz. Well, I would just say it's about time that, John Brennan, James Clapper, Jim Comey have just rested on their laurels thinking that they were impervious to not only criticism, but certainly any kind of legal accountability for what they did to sabotage Donald Trump's first term. And that was in the way that they cooked up the Russiagate hoax, that they nobbled and prosecuted several people who were going to be in the Trump administration. They took out his NSA director straight up, General Flynn. They took out Monica Crowley in a different way. It was an attempt to destroy his presidency before he even started. And we know that President Obama called in after the election, called in Brennan, Clapper, Comey, et cetera, and got them to cook up this intelligence community assessment that John Brennan ran roughshod over his own agency, the CIA's. He was then the director, the CIA's Moscow experts, who did not want to include the Steele dossier, which was already discredited, which was made up. It was a Hillary Clinton opposition research document. It just didn't even pass the sniff test. And Brennan insisted that it be included in the intelligence community assessment, and not just as an appendix, as we've been lied to for ages, but as we found out from the current CIA director, John Ratcliffe, just a few months ago, released his own career agents review. It found that actually that Steele dossier was included in the body of the report. And that was because John Brennan insisted, and he said to the people inside the CIA who were objecting, he said, yeah, but it rings true, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it feels like a get Trump push. Not just the facts.
Totally a get Trump.
Yeah.
And John Brennan has been out and about recently and was collared by a whistleblower, former NSA operative, who at a public function at George Mason University in Virginia. And John Brennan got absolutely furious when he was asked why he signed the Dirty 51 letter, that dishonest letter by Brennan and 50 other intelligence officials saying that Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation. And he absolutely blew his top, shouting, jabbing this guy with his finger in the chest. He's worried.
He's worried. All right, Miranda Devine, thank you so much. We ran out of time. We'll have you back on. It's a really interesting story.
Thanks,
We're going
Liz.
to keep covering it. It's good to see you.